Hey there, it's Mandy from Designer Chameleon, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my one little word and also talking about how I'm going to keep it front and center for myself. So if you're not familiar, a one little word or a word of the year is a word that you choose to basically be your guidepost. It's basically a word that has special meaning to you at a certain point in your life, and you use it as inspiration. So in the past, I have chosen words like energy, believe, balance, change. So you can kind of get an idea of different words that are common or popular. There are tons of lists online. If you need some help figuring out what your word is, just Google one little word or word of the year and you'll find tons of them. So this is my goal journal. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is from Live Love Posh. And if you didn't get to see my planner prep for the goal journal, there's a video for that. I'll put a card for it and a link in the description. It is this beautiful, velvety, embossed, just gorgeous journal. So I'm using this for goals this year. So I do have a page in here specific to my word, and I am doing a word of the quarter instead of a word of the year for a couple of reasons. The first reason, and probably the most, I guess, important or like the base reason, is that I am doing the Change Your Life Challenge with Jess over at Jashi Corinne. If you're not familiar with Jess, her channel's fantastic. I will make sure to put a link in the description box. I find her Change Your Life series so inspiring, and I'm starting it this year, so I'm really excited about it. And one of the things that Jess does is she does cyclical planning or quarterly planning. So she sets her goals and her plans for a quarter, and then has a reset week and then starts it over again. So that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm setting a word of the quarter instead of a word of the year. Another reason I'm choosing to go with a word of the quarter instead of the year is your goals and what you're working on, what you're focusing on. For most of us, it changes a lot throughout the year. What you're focused on, at the beginning of the year and what you're focused on at the end of the year might be completely different. So I'm liking the idea of having a word of the quarter. So without further ado, let's kind of jump in. So this is the page that I made for my word of the quarter. And my word of the first quarter for 2026 is foundation. And I defined how I'm seeing foundation and how it applies to me and what I'm going to do. And we'll kind of come back to that in a minute. But I've got my goals page over here, and then I've gone through and actually set up plans for my goals. Now, I'm not ready right this minute to share all my goals with you, but I will have a video on that very soon. So while it's great to have my word of the quarter in my goal journal, the book closes, right? I mean, it's not open on my desk to that page all the time. It's not making it front and center for me. So I want to do something different to make my goal, my word for my goals, basically front and center for me. So we're going to do a little setup for that. A lot of people for their word will create a frame and put their word in a frame and decorate it. Other people will get like a piece of jewelry, a bracelet or something with their word. And I've done both of those things, but I have this little clear 5x5 frame that I got on Amazon. And I have been using it to keep me on track with certain dates for projects and things that I'm doing for Patreon and for my sticker shop. But I'm going to switch this frame out, and I'm going to use it for my word of the year so that I can keep it on my desk. And I also grabbed some of these stickers. These are from my Pink Doll Elements collection, and they just felt fun and pretty to me to have on my desk, so I picked these. The first thing I'm going to do is center out my word in the frame. Now, the best way to do that would be to measure it, but I'm just kind of anti-measuring, so we're gonna wing it. It might not be perfect, but it'll be fine for me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. And as long as I cut right inside that line, it shouldn't really show up. Right, I guess what I mean is the line won't show up and it'll fit in my frame. While I'm really excited to have this word for Q1, I'm also very curious and excited to see how things will evolve and what my words will be throughout the year as I achieve like my first set of goals and then move on to my next set of goals. So if you're not subscribed already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click the like button, click to subscribe so that you can kind of follow along with me. And I'd love to hear if you have a word, what your word is, and what made you choose it. So I've got this cut out, and then I'm just going to kind of sprinkle little flowers around. It's sort of going to be haphazard, but definitely cute. I think choosing foundation for my word for this quarter is really just going to set the stage for me. So my goals, kind of a little spoiler alert, I guess, my goals really have to do with things that I should be doing to make my space more easy to work in, more welcoming to me when, I want to be creative, all of those kinds of things. I'm also working on goals that have to do with my personal health and, some of the challenges that I face personally with my health, and how I can make that better for me. I'm also going to have goals that are focused on being more organized and just basically setting myself up for success is what I'm trying to do. And that's how I went about selecting my goals for this first quarter. I have come up with 10 of them, which seems like a lot. And part of me thinks that I could be biting off more than I can chew. But I think some of the goals that I've set, I can actually take care of fairly quickly. Other ones will take up more time. So it should balance out. Or at least I'm hoping it'll balance out. You'll just have to stay tuned and hopefully follow along with me and see how things go. I'm going into 2026 with a really positive attitude and also trying to be realistic about what I can do and what I can't do. You can do anything that you set your mind to, but you should also take care of yourself and not set yourself up for failure by coming up with goals that feel, like you're going to be let down if you don't accomplish them. So any progress that I make, I'll be happy with, but I do think I have a great chance at really getting a lot of these things accomplished in Q1. So we'll cut out some of these stickers. I like how this is coming together. Flowers always make it easy, right? How can you go wrong? Okay, so this frame is so simple. It's just magnetic. Set my page inside, clip the front, and now I have this cute little reminder that I can sit on my desk and have it front and center for the whole quarter. I hope you've enjoyed talking about one little word of the year, word of the quarter, and that you might be inspired to come up with your own word and drop it in the comments. See you next time. Bye-bye.